Look at that.
I've never been on a T-shirt.
Oh, well, now you see, it's a first.
Oh, I love it.
Catherine, Happy New Year. How you doing?
Happy New Year. Very well, thank you.
How was Christmas for you and the family?
It was jolly good.
Yeah.
It's, I'm pleased the Christmas part of it is over and we are now into Celebrity Big Brother.
Oh, no, and, are you watching the Celebrity Big Brother?
Yes.
But you see, people have written it off. They said, because this is going to be the last year they're doing it.
Yeah, but that's why they've brought in Manicold Baldwin, isn't it?
He does look slightly...
Oh, he's mad.
Odd, doesn't he?
He is mad, yeah.
And they've got Ivana Trump in it as well. You've got Heidi Fleiss there.
Ivana Trump and her ears?
Yeah. Now, what's going on there?
Have you seen them, though? Look at those ears!
We were looking at this picture earlier on and someone said, no, there's something wrong with that photograph. I said, no, that's what they're like.
No, that is it, yeah.
What's gone on there?
Is it a lot of heavy diamonds?
Or maybe someone's been behind pulling her. I don't know what it is.
Is it a facelift went wrong? Because you're supposed to go that way, aren't they?
But I quite like her. I
think she's great. I thought it was, I loved it. The sort of posh off between Stephanie Beacham and her when she walked in and Stephanie went, "Why are you here?" And she said Ivana's reason for coming in was, "Well, darling, I'm in here, so afterwards I'm going to write a book about my experience." And it's like, Ivana, there's cameras everywhere.
Well, I love the fact they sat down and immediately Stephanie Beacham started saying, well, we're all out of potatoes, we've got hardly any rice. Went through the shop, what's in the cupboard?
Yes.
But would you do it if they asked you? I mean, have they asked you? Have they ever asked you to do... They must have asked you to do some of those shows. Strictly Come Dancing, that's there?
I'd never be able to do that.
You wouldn't?
I'd never be able to.
But you must have done that in your training as an actress. You must have done a little bit of 1-2 kick turn.
Yeah, but I was always away that day. I wasn't very keen on chassaying and all that. No, I couldn't do it.
Well, you know, we have to talk about something here because the big story over Christmas, I don't know if it was in your house, but it was mine, was Doctor Who.
Yeah. You
know, and what a gripping finale to David Tennant's reign as Doctor Who. Did you watch as well? Because you're in it, of course, but did you watch the show go out?
I'd seen it, but I'm not sure if I'd actually read the last 5 minutes of it, the last 5 pages.
Deliberately, or they just didn't let everyone have it?
No, I actually can't remember, because it was quite a long time ago. So I did watch his... I'm so bad at Doctor Who stuff. It's not transformation, is it?
No, it's not transformation.
What is it? Renduration.
It's regeneration.
Regeneration.
Renduation isn't even a word. Oh, look, he's renduating. How would that be?
No, that's it. I'm not very clued up on the sci-fi
you're one of these people,
thing.
you weren't actually a fan before you started appearing in it.
No.
How did you avoid it?
Well, I just thought it was a bit rubbish when I was growing up. Because it was a bit, you know, it was a bit...
When you were a kid?
Yeah, it was a bit... And the thing is, when Russell started taking over...
And this is Russell T Davies.
Russell T Davies, he wrote it. And Christopher Eccleston, first of all, didn't he? He came back in. And I didn't watch it, and then it was on one day. And I don't know if you remember it, because you're quite
I'm a big
buff,
Doctor Who fan, yeah.
Well, it was an episode where they'd gone back to the 80s in a church, and everyone was dressed in the 80s. And this is my first introduction into the new Doctor Who. And I've turned it on and I thought, well, it looks shit still. Everyone was dressed in the 80s, how I remembered it, you know, and I thought, oh, they've really not managed to pull this off.
They haven't spent any money on this at all.
I thought the production values are shocking.
And then, of course, Christopher Eccleston renduated into
He renduated into David
and now we have, but when you watched, do you still get caught up in it, even though you're in some of the scenes? You know, do you still get caught up in the drama as it's happening?
I did this time, because I wasn't, you know, I was kind of dipping in and out, and there was whole parts of it that obviously I didn't understand and, you know, had never seen. So I was able to watch it as a punter, really, as I will when Matt takes over.
And so you are, of course, going to be watching the new Doctor. Yeah, we've got to support the new Doctor.
Of course.
They didn't make it easy on us, did they? I mean, I don't know how many Doctor Who fans we got in, but we were, you know, normally, you know he's going to be... everyone knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
But, man, they wrung the emotions out, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Did you cry?
I didn't, no.
You didn't cry?
No, is that bad?
How could you not cry?
Because I knew he was all right.
We were... Even my dogs were crying. That's how emotional we were.
And he went voluntarily.
Well, he kind of did, but he didn't, because at
the
the end
I know, at the end, no, it was when his last words were, I don't want to go.
I know!
I know!
What'd they do
and
that
to
for?
not even, you know, but that's kind of the genius of David, to not even sort of, like, wring it out. He was sort of, like... choking it back.
I'm on the verge of tears right now.
Just thinking about him.
And so presumably you won't be in it, because that was your part of the storyline. Was
That's me gone.
Yeah, yeah. So, but there was speculation that you might be a female doctor. There was talk
Doctor
about
Who. When they announced it last year, and they announced that Matt was taking over on New Year's Eve, and bizarrely, the tabloids had gotten onto the idea that I was going to be the new Doctor Who. Now, in my rational mind, I knew that I wasn't the new Doctor Who, because I presumed they would have told me. But the speculation was so rife, and they were on the phone every day between Christmas and New Year, wanting a comment, saying, come on, it's coming out soon, that I actually thought, for a brief moment, I thought, maybe it's me. Maybe it is so tightly closed that I'm going to find out when everyone else finds out. And I, for a moment, I actually questioned, would the BBC actually do that? Would they actually force me into a job?
No, they wouldn't force anyone to do anything. Now, right, Arlene. But how are the fans with you? Because, you know, I am genuinely, I'm a bigger Doctor Who fan than ever before, partly because I thought Eccleston did such a great job, Tennant did a great job, and the writing's been so good, and not just the Russell T Davies episodes, the other writers they have. I mean, so many good writers. But they must be, I know the fans are very possessive, they're very demonstrative as well. How do they react? How do they interact with you?
They're loving. Mainly, it's because kids come up to you, do you know what I mean? And that's, you know, and you realise that you have to be quite mindful of what you say, because they do believe that I'm Donna Noble. Of course. And that, you know, I live in the TARDIS, and, you know, you can't say, it's not real. You have to say, I'm the Doctor's in the TARDIS, but I'm...
Katherine, what's the oldest fan who's come up to you that you've had to humour in that way? We talking someone in their 20s now, in their early 30s?
No, they run the
full age group.
The full age
Men
group,
of my age come up and...
and they send me pictures of themselves.
Do they offer to show you their homemade sonic screwdrivers, that kind of thing?
I've had quite a lot of people in Dalek costumes on their beds. I mean, I don't mean I've had them.
I see.
I mean, pictures of them have been sent to me.
So they've made a costume. What, the Dalek is asleep on the bed, or...?
Well, as I recall it was on the bed, and this bare-chested man was emerging from it.
Oh, I see.
Yes. Which is nice.
I've always wondered about Daleks. Do they sleep standing up like cows, or is there a kind of device, do they lean on the bit of the front and just lean forward? Has anyone ever explained that? Or
I don't know. Do they worry about bedhead? I don't know.
Yeah, you would think something. That's going to go down as one of the great television programmes, that particular episode. OK, let me ask you about New Year's resolution. Did you make one this year?
No.
Do you do that kind of thing?
I didn't, no.
Have you ever done that?
Not really. I mean, go down the gym and all that, but there's no point now.
I don't know if anyone else on the show, but we thought, in case you haven't, we've come up with something. Do you mind coming over here? Because we've got a New Year's resolution maker for you, Katherine, and we thought you might like to give this a spin. You ready for this? It's quite dramatic. You can see we spent... Sorry, did I whack you with that? I'm sorry. Right, OK, let's come in here.
Lovely assistant just got walloped.
This is a random resolution. We should have called it Generator, shouldn't we, for you? If you want to spin the first one, this will tell you what
do you
you're going
mean?
to try.
I spin it like
Just
that?
give it a spin, give it a spin. I'll go around there, you go. OK. That's nicely done.
Thank you.
Right, so this is you.
I must.
You must. Give this one a spin.
Could you spin it that way?
Yeah, you can spin it any way you
There
want.
you go.
I must gorge on. OK. This is going to be...
I'm not going to have to do it,
Well, you're going to have to give it a try for us, I think. Tony Hadley. There you go. Wow. Well, that's going to be a reality show worth watching, isn't it? As Katherine Tate tries to eat her way through Spandau Ballet. Now, when you were on the show a while back, I remember asking you about what your mum did. She was a florist then. Is she still a florist?
Mum's got a flower shop, yeah.
And she still does that?
She kind of... I would say she's semi-retired now, but if anything's going to get her back into the flower shop, it's to remind people... Well, not remind people, it's to tell people that she's my mother, which is what she feels is her profession now. Because she's got a flower shop, and it's quite... I mean, it's terribly embarrassing if I'm there, but if I'm not, it's still really shameful. Because she's almost got, like, this shrine dedicated to me. As you walk in the shop, there's her desk, and then there's all the flowers. And then there's just lots of pictures of me. For no reason. You know what I mean? No one would know. There's no reason.
So someone would have to say, why do you have all these pictures?
Well, someone would have to say, but if they don't, my mum will somehow find a way of bringing it into the conversation. Even if what they're saying is, could I send some flowers to Ipswich, please? And my mum will literally say, Ipswich, yes. Oh, Ipswich, yes, you'd get the train from Liverpool Street to Ipswich, wouldn't you? Yes, Liverpool Street on the Central Line. I go on the Central Line a lot because that's where we get off to go to Wood Lane for the BBC TV Centre. Go and see the Catherine Tate show being recorded because I'm her mother. and then should they actually walk in and go, is that Catherine Tate up there? She goes, oh, what, that? Yeah. Yeah, oh, God, I forget it's there sometimes. Yeah, I mean, it's
well, you know, and
loose.
that, you would hate it if it was the other way round, if she was
Oh, she was not so... Oh, no. Oh,
but
yeah, it would. But, I mean, the thing is, my mum... I think she's very proud and quite surprised it's all sort of happened.
Well, you say surprised. Why? Because it took a while?
I think, and I think she... You know, my mum was always very... When I said to my mum, oh, well, after drama school, nothing really happened, so I'm going to go and do stand-up. My mum... I might as well have said to my mum, I'm going to walk the streets as a prostitute. Because she was mortified that I would be doing stand-up.
And this is just because she wanted you to be an actress?
Yeah, well, no, she didn't... Oh, no, she didn't particularly want me to be an actress. She really wanted me to be a florist, I think, you know. But, and the fact that I wasn't... My mum always thought that if I'd have gone out when I used to do stand-up, and when you do stand-up and you start out doing stand-up, you're doing it in old smoky old... upstairs rooms in pubs, and my mum said, you know, if you wore a nice cocktail dress and some heels, you'd probably go down a lot better. and so my mum could never really understand it, but she quite likes the sort of... like, I hate anything being written about me in the paper. I think it's awful, and I'd never read it or look at it or anything. My mum loves it. She loves it. Because when I first started out, there was... I did a play in the West End with David Schwimmer.
Right.
And when you first start out, you don't realise that what they write in the papers, as we know,
isn't necessarily the way you see the world.
It's not necessarily representative. And they'd done this story that I really didn't like David Schwimmer, which was not true in any way.
I remember that reading at the time, thinking that's an odd thing for you to come out and say.
Exactly, and what I'd actually said was that I was so unbelievably excited and in awe of David Schwimmer when I started working with him that on the first day of rehearsals, I really found it quite difficult to look him in the eye because I was so sort of, you know, amazed. Yeah. And that translated as the headline, I can barely look him in the eye. And I was absolutely mortified. And my mum was out of London at the time. And I remember ringing her up and I went, because I thought it was terrible to be in the papers, you know. And I said, Mum, I'm on the front page of the newspapers, there's this story come out about me and David Schwimmer, and my mum went, oh, lovely.
Finally, before you go, I need to ask how Twinkle is doing, because Katherine has a beautiful dog in her life, ladies and gentlemen, that was produced by two of my animals, who got jiggy on the couch one day, and 4 puppies came out, and you have Twinkle the dog,
I have Twinkle.
Do you dress Twinkle up?
I do dress Twinkle, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just I heard you were going and I thought there might be a slot.
You'll miss it when it's not there anymore. How great to have you back, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Katherine Tate.
Thank you.
It's so nice to meet you.
See ya.
Katherine Tate. Welcome to Friday Night with me, Jonathan Ross.
Welcome to Alan Carr China.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I've just been... Oh. Don't patronise me, Alicia.